morning, everybody, and welcome back. We mentioned that it's Global Entrepreneurship Week, so we thought we would invite some special guests on all throughout the week to kind of talk about entrepreneurship here in Iowa and other entrepreneurs. And joining us here this morning to share in that, we have Rowena Crosby with Taro International and then Kirk Mickelson with KRM Development. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. Let's kind of start things off with just sharing just how you got started in entrepreneurship and a little bit about your business individually. We'll start with you, Rowena.
Well, I founded Taro International in 1993, so 26 years ago. And like many entrepreneurs, I was a technician. I was a professional trainer and decided to start a business doing what I did. And it was a private consulting practice for about 5 years. And then at that point decided to go on that path from small business to entrepreneurship, started hiring people, and now we're operating in countries around the world with a team of 20 trainers.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
yes.
Very impressive. Kirk?
I started KRM Development in 2004, and I always had a passion for home building and remodeling and did a lot of renovation work prior to that, and stepped off in 2004, built my first home, and then had a friend of mine that asked me to build a home for him, and it just kind of morphed from there, and we've been pretty fortunate in the last 15 years.
Okay. And both of you are on the board of EO Iowa, which stands for Entrepreneurial Organization. Kind of share with everybody what that organization is and kind of how that's played a role in both of you and your businesses.
I joined EO in 2008. A friend of mine had recommended it, thought it would be a good thing as my business was starting to scale up. And so I've been going on 12 years, I've been a member. They have a great part of the organization which is called the Forum Experience. I was in a forum with 8 people for 10 years, and it's almost kind of like a mini board of directors where you can bounce things off of people and talk about experiences that maybe you couldn't share with other people or friends that don't own businesses. It's very like-minded people that all own their own businesses, and even though we may do different things in different industries, we have a lot of the same struggles along the way.
And it's nice to have that support.
Absolutely.
Kind of that sounding board there,
Yes.
that, like you said, that you can talk to people that like-minded that might have that same issues. What would you say to people out there, maybe if they're getting started as you did so many years ago and now have successful businesses? Is it a passion that you just need to follow? Or what kind of just gave you the idea that's like, okay, I need to do this?
Well, it's probably better to not know what you're getting into.
I would agree.
So follow your heart. You know, small business and entrepreneurship has several threshold points,
Yes.
and Iowa is such a wonderful place to be because in the early stage we've got the Small Business Administration, our state government's doing a lot of work, the Iowa Center. We've got a lot of resources when you're trying to figure out what's it going to be in terms of a business plan, and then the angel investors, the venture capitalists, that's now kind of a big deal in Iowa for the early stage. EO is really appropriate when you start hitting those higher thresholds, when you realize, oh my gosh, I'm lonely here. You know, and people are looking to you for leadership. Who do I talk to? And so EO Iowa, we've got a local chapter here. We're one of, isn't it like 190 or 200 chapters around the world?
That's correct.
60 countries, 14,000 business owners. Most businesses, 90% of businesses won't qualify for EO membership because you have to have at least $1 million in annual revenue. But when you get to that threshold point, like Kirk was saying, having this peer group to be able to bounce ideas off and just learn from is terrific.
But as you said, it's nice to know there's different levels, whether you're just getting started and you
Yes.
have an idea, there's support there locally, or if you're really getting to that successful range, there's another level of assistance and help to take you even further.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And you talked about kind of having that local connection and support and so forth, but you mentioned how's the global side of EO kind of help or affect the businesses that you guys operate?
I just think they've got a vast array of resources. I mean, I just went to EO's Eccentric, which was in Dallas, and had a phenomenal amount of speakers that were at that event. It just gives us access to a lot of things. We did a really cool event that was at Dallas Cowboys Stadium. George W. Bush came in and spoke to a private group. I mean, there was about 300 people there and on the field at Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and I think it gave us access to something that you wouldn't normally have.
Yeah, opportunities that are there. You mentioned, and I'd like both of you to talk about it, being an entrepreneur in Iowa. because some might not think you can get an amazing business off here in Iowa, but you said there's opportunities here. What do you recommend and take advantage of the amazing resources we have here locally, even here in just in central Iowa?
Oh, take advantage of them all. And I've been in Iowa, I've lived here almost 30 years. This was not the pinnacle place to start a business for a long time. And as a state, we have just really moved the needle. I can speak specifically to women-owned businesses.
Please do.
We ranked 50th and 51st in the measures of number of female-owned businesses and the clout, so the size of the businesses in the country, for years. And to rank 51st in a country with only 50 states,
Says a lot.
you've got to add the District of Columbia. Yeah, we're 8th now. We have really put a lot of energy. We can thank organizations like EO, like NABO, like our governor. Just a lot of effort is going into it, and I'm really proud of the growing attention to angel investing and to venture capital here as well. I think that just generally too, that's sort of the women business owner perspective, but I think just generally it's kind of a good place to be right now in Iowa.
I think it's fantastic. It's been great for our industry as well as the Des Moines metro area is growing. We build homes all over the metro and things have been very strong. Great place to start a business.
You talked about resources and so forth, and EO Iowa, you do it's at a certain level. For people that maybe are at some of the more starting points, what kind of resources do you recommend for them as they're kind of getting started on their path?
Well, actually, we've got some resources within EO. So full membership locally in our chapter and globally gives you access to all these great learning opportunities. But we've also got some youth work that, so students that are starting businesses, GSEA, the Global Student Entrepreneurial Awards, I think is what that stands for. So there's ways to get engaged that way. There's mentoring programs as well, and there's local events. We often open up, I'm the learning chair this year. So my job is to put together, and I got to compete with the kind of thing Kurt was talking about. Oh, let's go to the Cowboy Stadium. So we aren't doing anything along those lines, but we do have a pretty healthy budget, and we get to, expand those events to other people as well.
You mentioned mentorship. You mentioned having a group of people that understand what you're going through by having that sounding board with EO. What do you recommend if you have a passion, you have a great idea, maybe you don't necessarily know what you're getting into, but you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you recommend reaching out and finding that mentor or those resources that we've discussed a couple times this morning? What do you recommend as your next step so that you can find success?
I think you just move forward with it. We've got 43 members locally in EO Iowa that run a vast majority of different businesses. I mean, you would be welcome to talk to any of those resources. I'm currently the membership chair for EO Iowa and talking to different business owners on a regular basis that are looking to take their business to the next level. Looking for an organization that has some ability to help them with that.
Absolutely.
You don't have to do it alone. Most business owners will take the call of somebody that is looking for a little advice.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
They've been there.
I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, I can do this. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I love that.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, we can't say thank you enough for giving us some great advice and some hope for those entrepreneurs that might be watching this morning as we're celebrating that this week. But congratulations to your very successful businesses. If people want to learn more about EO Iowa, what's the best way to do so, especially with membership?
You could contact just EO Iowa. You could contact myself, Kirk Mickelson with KRM Development. But we'd be happy to talk with you further about it.
Okay.
Very nice. Well,
and you see eonetwork.org/Iowa will take you to a website if you'd just like to get more details on that and another resource that we do have here locally. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Now you can get on with your day and get back to work, right?